To my channel. Today, as an English teacher, I am going to present a video on how to write a news story. I think this video may be useful for the teachers as well as the students who are teaching and learning in the secondary level. First of all, here is a sample of news report. Let us read this news report. 10 killed in bus accident by Purushottam Dahal, Hetauda, July 17. A minibus with a number plate Na24567 belonging to Narayani Attire that was going to Dharan from Kathmandu collided with a lorry and skidded off the road at Sunsari of Makanpur district, killing 10 people on Saturday afternoon at about 1:45. It has been reported that the bus was carrying 25 passengers, including the bus staff, driver and Khalasi. Of the passengers, 6 killed on the spot, 1 died on the way to hospital, and 3 died later in Hetauda hospital while undergoing treatment. 11 injured passengers taken to hospital returned home after minor treatment. Over-speeding might be the cause of the accident, an eyewitness said. According to the local police, all the deceased have been identified and handed over to the victims' families. Security personnel from the Nepal Army, Nepal Police and armed police force are carrying out rescue operations. Both the driver and Khalasi are now in police custody, and further investigation is going on to find out the real cause of the accident. Alright, now after reading this sample of news story, here are some questions which are really guide us towards about the elements and the ways of writing news reports. Questions are: have you ever seen such kind of writing? If yes, where and what kind of writing is it? What is it about? From where and when is it being reported? Who or what is the source of the news? What happened? Alright, news story, news report or news writing. What is news story? News stories are the news items, pieces of news, let us say, published or to be published in the newspapers. In other words, it is a kind of factual writing, right? That is written and published in a newspaper to inform about the event or incident or program. Now let us discuss about some of the features of a news report. First of all, a news report should have interesting or catchy heading. Then byline. Here byline refers to the source of the news, from where, from whom the news is being reported. Okay, for example, by staff correspondent, we can say by our special correspondent, or let us say by Arjun Bhandari, or the name of the correspondent. After byline, place and date is mentioned. It can be mentioned in this way, Kathmandu, usually in the block letter, which is separated by comma, and the date of the day, uh, one week the event report is being reported. Third person narration. The use of first person I, we and us is avoided. Right? Usually third person narrative is used. Mostly we use passive forms in news report. While writing a news report, report only facts and in the order in which they happen. They are usually developed on the following outline. Uh, it means a good news report tries to answer the following questions as what happened, why it happened, where it happened, how it happened, are the people involved in it, highlights or other relevant information, comments of witness or evidence from people. Uh, Here are some tips for writing news story. First of all, go through the given clues thoroughly. Secondly, think of a title or headline if it is not given. Uh, Here are some more points to keep in mind while writing the headline. Okay, write the headline in block letters. Remember that your headline should be catchy, eye-catching, attractive, suitable, or let us say interesting. Use only main words in the headline. A noun, adjective, adverb, like this. It is generally written in present tense. Present tense is preferred. However, past tense is also used. Write it in capital letters or capitalize the first letter of major words, that is noun, verb, adjective, and adverb, as follows. Boy kidnapped in Gilgan, or boy kidnapped in. Write the place of reporting from where the news is reported. Mention the date of the events, incidents, programs, etc. which you are reporting. Mention the source of the news. It means news agency or reporter or correspondent. You can mention it either after immediately the headline or at last. Or at last after the news story. I mean to say at the end of the news story. Keep it in your mind that a good news story covers the 5 W's that I have already mentioned and one yet. What, when, why, where, who, how, etc. There may be 2 or more than 2 paragraphs depending upon the news event. However, it can be written in a single paragraph. Include the fact what has happened, when it happened, and where did it happen in the first paragraph. Write the details of the event in the second paragraph, how it occurred, what was the cause, what has been happening. Try to be factual or accurate. Don't be biased and unfair. Avoid giving your own judgments and opinions while writing a news report. Generally use past tense. However, the present condition of the event can be written in present tense. Remember, passive voice is common in news story. That is to say, use passive structures rather than active structures. Connect the points given in the outline as naturally as possible. Use linking words such as a reason, consequently, due to, because of, however, etc. Be brief. Be grammatically correct and simple in language. You can also mention the name of the paper in the very beginning of the news report, but it is optional. Last but not least, encircle your news story in a box. Finally, here are some parts, components of a news story that we have to keep in mind. Part A, headline. Under this, you have to uh, keep in mind your headline should catch the attention of the reader. It should sum up the story. It should be simple in present tense. And part B covers deadline. Deadline uh, means place, date, and source or news agency. Source or news agency maybe in our context, in native context, RSS, Rashtriya Samachar Samiti, TRN, the Rising Nepal, TST, the Himalayan Times, PR, Post Reporter, AFP, Agency France Press, AP, Associated Press, PTI, Press Trust of India, BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, CNN, Cable News Network, Xinhua, this is the news agency of China, Singapore, which is the news agency of Russia, etc. These may be the source or news agency of the news. Or you can simply write by our staff reporter, by our correspondent, by Pramod Bahal, it means the name of the reporter, etc. Deadline can be written as Kathmandu, December 23, and source of the news may be written in bracket, small bracket like RSS, and after this we can use column mark. On the part C, okay, it has a leader opening paragraph. The opening paragraph must comprise of most important information. Try to incorporate most of the 5W and 1L. Part B. Part B here means body of the news. Body supplies the details information about the story. Remember to include most information first. There may be more than one paragraph depending upon the demand of the story. And part E, it includes some quotes. Mention what someone actually said about the story. Mention the statements in inverted commas. It makes the story reliable